quick recap of the protein pump, let's remember that we wanted to go from the low sodium concentration in the cell to the high sodium concentration out of the cell. So the cell literally had to pump the sodium out. The sodium fit into the pump, we added energy, protein changed shape, and sodium left. The potassium was low outside and high inside, but we wanted to add more to the inside. So the potassium attached to the protein changed shape, again using the help of the ATP, ADP, and the potassium was released into the cell. The active transport will go against the concentration gradient just like that. Other proteins that are going to be helpful in the cell membrane are enzymes. These enzymes will simply assist in creating a faster chemical reaction than what would happen without them. An example of an enzyme in a membrane that we are going to spend a lot of time on is ATP synthase. ATP synthase is found on the mitochondrial membrane, and it's going to help us make ATP. It's simply a protein embedded in the membrane, and it will speed up chemical reactions inside of the cell. The last major function of proteins in the cell membrane is to help with anchoring. These are going to hold the cells together. We could see this with our intercellular junctions for the win, or with our cytoskeleton. In this picture over here, we see that we have two cells. This is our first cell. If we'd extend our cell membrane, here's the intercellular portion of the cell. Over here, this is our second cell, and we could color the inside of that green. And then the intercellular matrix, or the stuff inside of the cell, is simply this area here. Now the proteins that are attached on the membrane of each of these cells, right here and here, create a channel, and they attach to each other, and this channel is a gap junction that allows cytosol or any important nutrients to go through the two different cells. We also see that the proteins, which are these squiggles here, are anchoring onto the cytoskeleton here to help the cell maintain its shape. These are very important to keeping cells together and keeping the shape set. Overall, the main function of the cell membrane is to let things in and out. The two major proteins that are involved in that are going to be your channel proteins and your protein pump. The other important parts of the cell are going to be keeping the structure and creating a barrier. The phospholipid bilayer, the two layers of phospholipids, are going to be what creates that general barrier. The cholesterol is going to be very important for helping keep that bilayer nice and firm so that it won't fall apart. And then there's many other proteins that help the cell maintain its homeostasis. The receptors take in signals from outside the cell. The marker proteins tell other cells what they are. The enzymes are going to help with chemical reactions inside the cells. And the anchoring proteins are going to help the cell keep its shape. Remember that overall the cell membrane is going to be selectively permeable, and that it's more than just a layer of stuff in between two surfaces. There's a lot going on, and you need to be able to identify all of the parts. Thanks, guys, and have a great night.